And we're live!
All right, welcome to GameandAll.com live. My name's Lucas Grimm.
Hey, what up? I'm Peter25.
And I'm the only person here brave enough to use his real name, Ricky.
What are you talking about? I'm using half my real name.
I'm using I'm using a hashtag.
No, you're using your username. Is what you're using.
No, we could also have hashtag Pino25. What up? That's what I'm gonna start using. I'm just gonna be hashtag.
No, it doesn't work like that, Pino. It doesn't work like that. You're a techie. You should know this. It doesn't work like that.
I know. I'm just
You don't
being
hashtag other people. You use an @ sign, and you need to have a Twitter profile for that.
No, you need a £sign. All right, let's commence. We are doing a recap, essentially, episode of what happened at GDC.
GDC and not only GDC actually, we also have South by Southwest and some of the other news that wasn't overshadowed by PlayStation VR because
it was all VR.
Literally, that was all that happened last week. It was just PlayStation VR all over the place. Sony announced it, and we just got a bum rush of information. Now, of course, a lot of this is covered in Tech It All podcast, so you can check that out to see some of the major key points.
Wow.
And so, one of the things I want to talk about, this is actually the cheapest VR system that they have right now.
Yes.
So, the whole bundle package is $499. That comes
plus
with
you also need a system.
Yeah, well, you need the PlayStation 4 system, of course. But the VR, the camera, the Move, all together, $499 bundled up. That got announced. You need the camera, and you really need a Move in order to make sure everything works correct.
Everything works, yeah.
Yeah.
It's essentially like if you don't have the Move controller, you're essentially buying a PlayStation TV. So you essentially have the functionality of the system, but you can't play everything. It's like this frickin' tiny little box. You should just go and buy a full-blown Vita. You'd be fine.
Yeah,
that's
much.
My 2 cents.
Now,
and
with
that,
there was a lot of news that was just based on just knowing what we're getting for games.
Yes, because that's what it's all about. If you don't have games, then you're just buying another thing to put on the shelf.
Exactly. So here's a couple things I want to say out first before we go into the games that were shown at GDC. First off, we already mentioned the bundle for the $499 bundle. For $399, you can actually get just the PlayStation VR system. So if you already have the camera and the Move, you're set. You're fine. You just need that $399 piece of gear to make sure everything's working. And that is going to be available on pre-order March 29th. So next week, actually.
Yes, so if you really, really, really want to get one and you're an early adopter and you have not been screwed by Sony a bunch of different times on peripherals, go right ahead. But if you're like me, I'm going to wait a while before I really, consider buying it.
Yeah, at this point in time, I'm at the point where VR looks really cool, but there's still going to be some things that they're going to fix right off the bat. So we got to let that work out. And
I want to, and with the whole thing of the PlayStation 4.5 that they're supposedly working on, I might wait to get that and get more of a solid experience.
Exactly.
We'll see.
So one of the first games that got announced during the GDC was Ubisoft working on the Werewolf party game. They're actually bringing that to virtual reality. I don't know if you've ever played Werewolf before.
Nope.
I don't think so.
It's a fun little game that you get a large group of people. One person is a werewolf and they kill off somebody. One person is a seer, which gets to see who the werewolf is, but can't say who it is.
Okay.
And the rest of the people are the executioners and the villagers. So the executioner has to kill the werewolf, but the villagers have to make a decision, and the seer has to be the one that tries to get everyone to go towards that vote. It's actually a fun party game.
Yeah, it reminds me of a game online called Town of Salem.
It's very similar to that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is a lot of fun. We should play that on your live Twitch sometime.
Yep, we should do that at some point. Yeah, I've been wanting to do some bigger group projects like that. But yeah, so that's just one of the games that we're getting. And I'm interested to see how that's going to work in general.
Yeah, that continue with the games. I will put in my point after.
Okay, so on top of that, we also got told that, we got shown more footage of Ubisoft's Eagle game, Eagle Flight, which seems to be like a tie-in to Assassin's Creed, to be honest. Everything just kind of feels very Assassin's Creed-y.
Yeah.
It's a fun little mini-game spin-off of that series, although unofficially. It looks it, but Ubisoft hasn't actually said that, yes, this is Assassin's Creed.
I'd like to see For Honor on it.
For Honor would be amazing on that.
Oh my god.
We also got a view of World of Tanks, and that looked interesting, to say the least. PlayStation VR World, which was a collection of action movies put into one game, which looked to be fun. Tumble VR, which was a stacking game. No idea why.
Just because.
Just because. I mean, if you're going to do a tech demo, you might as well do stuff like that. We also got shown some more Rock Band got shown. There was also Insomniac's new game was shown as well. A lot of these were just very interesting to see how it will play out or how it will work. Edge of Nowhere is another one that was really cool looking. And finally, we had the one of the big ones that was shown at GDC was the Star Wars VR demo. Now, this was like just a quick demo to show people at GDC. It's not really a game they're going to sell. However,
it's essentially Sony doing Square doing Final Fantasy VII way back on the PS3.
Yeah, exactly. Now, however, we are getting a Star Wars game in VR, and that is Battlefront on PlayStation 4, exclusive to the PlayStation VR. So Battlefront will have a VR mode later on in its lifetime.
Yeah. So is that all the games?
That's pretty much everything I had. There was more, but that was the ones that were very interesting to me.
Well, my only concern is, okay, these kind of sound interesting. These sound like all the other launch titles, like for the Move and also the whole, like the Kinect and all these other things. They're kind of interesting, but are they really going to pan out? You know what I mean? Like, it needs a killer app. Yes, I know Star Wars is going to be bitchin', but I need a killer app that's going to make me go, okay, I'm ready to give Sony $500.
See, and that was my thing. The killer app, the game I feel is going to be the killer app was nowhere to be seen at GDC, and that was Ace Combat 7.
Okay, yes, because Ace Combat is cool.
Ace Combat has always been, for me, a system seller, because it's always been the tech demo, over the top, amazing. And knowing that 7 is going to be a VR exclusive.
Yeah.
I kind of need that VR experience. I need to see what that's going to be like. I want to get motion sickness from it. Is what's going to happen.
And that's just it. And if they hold it back for too long, the system it's going to suffer. And I don't know. And I don't know. $500, it's a lot of money for right now. I'm gonna wait a while and really, see before I go. Okay, I want to buy this.
Exactly. Now, hopefully, we'll definitely hit. I'm pretty sure we're going to hear more at E3 this year.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be Sony's it's essentially Sony's move for Kinect presentation. No, when they launched the Xbox One, they went TV. They'll be like VR, and then Microsoft's gonna have HoloLens. That's what E3 is gonna be all about.
And then EA is not going to be existent.
No, and also Nintendo is gonna be like, hey, we got a new console.
Probably. So
yeah,
there was other news at GDC though, because of course GDC is the big gamers conference, game developers conference. So the big one, some of the big announcements that were given, one was actually a board game, and this is actually a board game based from Software's Bloodborne. How this is going to work, I have no idea. Bloodborne, extremely brutal.
Are you gonna die a crap load?
I'm assuming.
It's just a piss-off simulator.
Apparently, this is going to be all based on cards and as well as the Chalice dungeons from the actual game. So players will go around trying to find treasures, have unique bosses to fight, and they'll go through and fight all the big monsters. It looks like it's going to be interesting. It is from the team that made the XCOM board game back in 2014, I believe, is when it came out.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, cool.
So and that one was really, really well done. So this should be interesting to see how they take on Bloodborne.
Yeah, hopefully it kind of plays like D&D sort of thing, or it's going to be strategy.
I would hope. I hope it has some of it.
Because hopefully it kind of does play like D&D just a bit, that you need to use some imagination. And be like, roll a 6! Roll a goddamn 6! And that you also need a D20. That would be bitchy.
Critical fail. Instead of changing your cleaver to a sword, it backfires and chops off your arm.
Pretty much. That would be awesome.
I'd enjoy that. That would actually be a lot of fun.
Yep. But we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have. That was one of the big announcements. We also got shown more footage of Hellblade, Ninja Theory's new game, which is supposed to be kind of a look into schizophrenia as well. Very emotional trailer was given, and actually showed off some impressive tech with real-time motion capture. So
interesting. So they're going with Heavy Rain or whatnot.
Exactly.
The game. What's the studio for Heavy Rain?
Quantic Dreams.
Quantic Dream. It sounds like something like that. Or Alan Wake.
Yeah, we got to see a little bit of it, and it looked really cool. Gameplay, from what we know, Ninja Theory is heavy on combat for their series, because they made Devil May Cry, or I should say DMC, in order to not piss off the Devil May Cry fans. We also had what was it, Heavenly Sword?
Yes.
Yeah, Heavenly Sword. And
what's his name owns that?
No, I don't. I know who you think it is, but I don't think it's actually him.
Doesn't own it?
I don't think he owns it. I think that was just rumored by somebody that we know, and We never really followed up on it at one point. We never
I'm gonna
bought.
search it up.
I
All
think
right,
that
you
was
keep
just somebody
talking.
telling me. But yeah, that game, it looks amazing. They are working with some some interesting tech there. I'm interested to see more of what's going to happen with that game.
Mm.
Now, also at GDC, one of the big things that they do at that show, same with South by Southwest, which we're going to talk about later as well. They have an award ceremony as well. This year, there was quite a bit of decent winners for this one. So let's starting with best debut. Best debut was Moon Studio for Ori and the Blind Forest. Best audio, Crypt of the Necrodancer. Highly recommend that game, by the way. That is a great dungeon crawler / rhythm game. Innovation Award was Her Story. Best Technology, Witcher 3. Best Visual Art, Ori and the Blind Forest. Best Narrative, Her Story. Best Design, Rocket League. Best Handheld mobile game, Her Story. Audience Award, Life is Strange. And finally, Game of the Year, and we're going to hear this a lot with this one, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Not surprising.
So,
What did we give it to?
we gave it to Witcher 3. Everyone, I don't think there's been any publication that didn't give it to Witcher 3, to be honest. Like, the game is amazing. It's probably one of the best things that came out of last year. And, last year was a great year of games. So,
yeah.
Now...
Oh, I get why he did, 2 games with them.
Yeah,
He
did
did Heavenly
2
Sword
yeah.
and also Enslaved.
Yeah, wasn't he a monkey?
Yes,
yeah.
Which is a completely underrated game, and everyone should go check it out. Enslaved.
Yeah, completely.
Is it Odyssey to the West? Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. It's a lovely game. Definitely recommend it. And I know the person that originally told us that story too, which we never talked about that on the site or anything like that. It's just something that we had in the back of our mind.
Yeah, well, his development studio worked together on 2 projects, so they have a working relationship with them.
Exactly.
So that's pretty awesome. And also, Heavenly Sword was really pretty. It was a female god of war. Let's continue.
Pretty much. So, since we just got done talking about the GDC awards, let's talk about what happened at South by Southwest Gaming Awards last night.
Hipsters. That's what happened.
So South by Southwest gives their own version of their awards as well, and they had some interesting picks out of this one. So starting from the bottom, because the Game of the Year is right at the top for these guys. So the Gamer's Voice Award for single player was for Super Hot by the Super Hot team.
Oh, hell yeah.
Multiplayer was Gang Beast by Bone Loaf. Cultural Innovation Award went to Undertale. And Most Fulfilling Crowdfunding Game, also Undertale. Most Promising New IP, Splatoon.
Cool.
Entertaining Online Personality, Greg Miller from Kinda Funny. Great guy, by the way. Met him once before. Most Value Esports Team, Evil Genius. Most Enduring Character, Lara Croft from the Rise of the Tomb Raider game. Excellence in Convergence, which I'm not sure what this award was actually for at this point. Batman Arkham Knight won that one. Excellence in Multiplayer, Rocket League. Excellent Music Score, Ori and the Blind Forest. Sound
Okay.
effects department, Star Wars. Design,
Oh, yeah.
Bloodborne. Narrative, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. The only time this game has ever won anything. Visual achievement, The Order 1886. To be honest, I will give them
I
that
know.
one. That
It
game
was pretty.
it was very pretty, and it was the only saving grace for that game. Story and gameplay was just
Well, they
horrific.
should have just called it a fucking graphical movie.
Yeah, if it wasn't that we were expecting like a game out of it, I probably wouldn't have been mad.
They were claiming it was gonna. They essentially showed it off like it was gonna be like Gears of War or something awesome,
Yeah, that's true.
which it was not at all.
And so continuing through the list, we have technical achievement, Witcher 3, animation, Rise of Tomb Raider, art, Bloodborne, gameplay, Metal Gear Solid 5, Phantom Pain, tabletop game of the year, Pandemic Legacy, mobile game of the year, Her Story, and video game of the year. Want to take
Witcher.
a guess of it?
Let me guess, Witcher.
It's Witcher. Yeah, Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. At this point, I think there's another award it should get, which should be like the most game of the year awards any game has won. So I'm pretty sure it has beaten it. Without going into full details and looking up this, it pretty much feels like this is across the board. Everyone agrees.
Yep. I haven't played it, and I agree. I've seen a lot of videos from it.
We need to stop talking about it.
No, you don't stop talking about Witcher.
Yeah, but we've gotten enough of it. They need to start working on 4.
Well, we're getting first off the DLC that's coming up soon,
Well, yeah.
and they are hard at work on Cyberpunk.
Oh, yes. I'm so excited for that.
Cyberpunk, yeah. If Cyberpunk is even a little bit of what Witcher 3 is going to or was, it's going to be amazing.
Well, yeah. It's them. We expect.
Now, another thing that happened at South by Southwest, there was a special conference party for Sonic's 25th anniversary. So, yeah. So during that time, there was actually a release date given for Sonic Fire and Ice on the 3DS. Since was delayed last fall, it is now being moved up to a. I had the list and my page disappeared. Damn it!
It's getting moved up.
It's getting moved to this fall, fall 2016.
Okay.
And so this is actually going to be a follow-up to the Sonic Boom Shatter Crystal from 2014. And it is being developed by the same team and developed by, or following very closely to the Sonic Boom cartoon. So, yeah.
Well, as long as it's a solid game and it's not like the rest of those shitty 3D ones, we'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because
there's always that loop of is the Sonic game going to be good? Is it going to suck?
yeah, because there's 2 types of Sonic games. There's the good ones from way back, and then it started sucking, and then they fixed it.
Exactly.
And then Nintendo exploited him and made him go to the Olympics a bunch of times when he was clearly way too old to, compete.
Pretty much. It's down to the point that it's like, okay, Sonic is just a coin flip if it's going to be good, and most of the time it's not. So, last week, UFC 2 came out.
Yes.
And I have been playing that pretty much exclusively, and it is amazing.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I heard it was incredibly glitchy. Well, not incredibly glitchy, but I heard it had its glitches.
It does have its glitches. Every game from EA Sports has its glitch, but
Yeah.
it in terms of how like UFC FIFA, that's what's happening. The FIFA glitches are far more worse. The
Yeah, but
UFC.
that's soccer. Who plays soccer in North America?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, go to Europe and see that. See how quick you get your ass kicked.
Yeah, I mean, goddamn.
Yeah, who plays soccer? Who buys the damn FIFA game in North America?
A lot of people actually.
It's
Surprising.
They're like the FIFA series is actually one of
oh,
the
I know it's
more
huge.
huge. It's the big money maker for EA.
Yeah, they make their money on FIFA. I know.
And yeah, so I ended up making characters for UFC 2 that were based off of people in the Game It All team. And your character is probably the one I poked the most fun at.
Did I give you authorization to use my likeness?
Oh yeah, that was part of the contract that you signed.
What contract? I signed no contract.
Yeah, that one day you were really drunk off of tequila and everything.
No, there was no tequila.
There was tequila.
There's never tequila.
There was tequila, some Fireball, and a little bit of Rockstar, which was weird because you don't drink Rockstar.
What? When was that?
I don't know. It's just it was a couple days ago.
A couple days ago when I was here.
Nah. Anyways,
Continue.
yeah. So you actually have a tramp stamp, a Christian tramp stamp, just because.
Yeah.
And
from what I've seen of your postings, I'm winning.
You are winning. Your character is actually winning the most out of everyone else.
Because he's awesome.
Next to my character, who has a lot more boxing credentials, your character is the grappler and likes to do rear naked chokes.
What do I have? What's my specialty? Is it?
I think I have you as a wrestler.
I thought it was something. I thought it was like. I can't remember what it was. I read it. It was some sort of martial arts.
Of course, because you know.
Well, yeah, but it was like, oh god damn.
Either had you as jiu-jitsu or Val Tudo or.
No, I'm pretty sure it's jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu. Pretty sure. Yeah.
Oh, either way, I'm really enjoying it. The review is coming. But on top of that, UFC's getting a couple free updates within the next couple days here. And one of them is going to add not only 2 well-known fighters, but a third unlockable fighter that is... He's very famous in the UFC, but not for his fighting. And that is going to be Joe Rogan.
Oh yeah, you can do the Konami code.
Yeah, if you do the Konami code at the opening screen, you will be able to unlock Joe Rogan as a full-fledged fighter. Now, interestingly enough, Joe Rogan is an actual mixed martial artist practitioner. So
Jiu-jitsu.
Oh, I do have you as jiu-jitsu? Okay, awesome.
Yeah. I'll kick your ass.
So, yeah, he is a mixed martial arts practitioner, and it's interesting to see him go in there to actually be an actual fighter, because he is also the prominent voice in the announcer field. So he's going to get to talk about him not only getting his ass kicked, but kicking somebody's ass.
Pretty much.
So that is going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to unlock them on there. I haven't tried the code or checked to see if it updated as of yet, but it's going to be fun to see that.
Of all codes, fucking Konami code.
The Konami code.
That's essentially EA telling them they can, go suck it.
Pretty much, yeah. And got one last thing here for news, and that's that we're getting a new zombie survival platformer to the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. Actually, new is not the right word for that, as it's the Xbox 360 version of Deadlight, a cool, super stylized zombie platformer. And Tequila Works is bringing that over to PS4 and Xbox One later this year.
Yeah, all I can say is I have Deadlight on Steam, and it's an excellent game, and you're all gonna enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
It's got an excellent story.
I played the 360 version. I enjoyed it. So this is coming with improved controls and new animations at full 1080 resolution. So yeah, that's.
Oh yeah.
Like now I recognize it.
Yeah. I know the style. Yeah. I know what it is.
Yeah, it's a backlit game.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun.
It's going to be it. I can't wait to have it on PS4 now. So there is one more game I want to talk about that's coming out soon that actually fell under news that didn't have in my list here. But before I do that, let's talk about our sponsor for this week.
Oh, you forgot about that.
Who is it? I must know.
So this week,
because I completely screwed up spawns the other day.
So this week we are sponsored by HostGator. HostGator is one of the best hosting brands that you can find on the internet right now, and for a limited time here, you can actually go and get 25% off your first hosting package at HostGator. All that you need to do is go to the site, fill up the information of the site that you want, and use the coupon code GAMEITALL. And 25% off your first hosting package. Now, everyone, I am a firm believer that everyone should have a website, so why not use somebody that you can trust?
Well, yeah, and you get 20% off. It's a quarter of frickin' price, and you get 24/7 tech support. What? So if your site goes down, give them a ring. They will be able to help you out and bring your website back up. So you can go get your domain and get your hosting set up. What?
So, two things I got to talk about here before we call quits on the podcast here, because we want to end it fairly early so that we can get to talking shit. Which, by the way, new podcast that we have called Talking Shit. Great podcast. It's just a life one that we like to talk about everything that bugged us over the week.
Yep, I'm talking Apple.
I'm talking Gawker on that one.
Oh,
that is going to be a fun conversation. But aside from that, this is going to be one that kind of follows through to talking shit with this conversation. It's another part of GDC. During GDC, Microsoft had a Women in Gaming press conference. And it was great. A lot of people applauded. It was actually a really good conference. Then I think it was less than an hour later, they had a party. And the party had, get ready for this,
Boot babes.
freaking schoolgirl strippers.
Boot babes.
So that really actually kind of hurt Microsoft's look right there. And it's funny because it seems like it was the person in charge of the big party had one idea of where to go, and then Microsoft as a company was going the other way.
It was probably two people, and then this morning, someone got fired.
Oh, I'm assuming somebody probably got fired for it. It seems, like something would happen with that.
Pretty much. Because you don't want to piss off Microsoft. Because they're decently big.
And the other thing I wanted to talk about is actually another game got set up for release. It's a game I'm really excited for. Zero Time Dilemma. Now, for those who don't know that one, that is the third entry in the Zero Escape series, which was 999 on the DS, and then Zero's Last Virtues on the DS and PS Vita. Lovely games, awesome. The third one, the new trailer just came out. It's on the website right now. And it is coming to 3DS, Vita, and Steam, the first for the series. And that is going to be out later this year. I can't wait for it. It is a really good game. It's kind of like taking the second Saw movie and adding a lot more fucked upness to it.
Interesting.
It's probably the best way I can describe it. Which is not a very great way to describe it, to be honest. The game is much better than being associated to Saw.
Yeah, the Saw game was not that great.
I had fun with the Saw game.
It was all right, but it wasn't anything like spectacular.
It was all right if you had friends watching it.
Yeah.
Because friends watching you play that game was just ridiculous.
Pretty much. Ooh, shit.
So let's talk new releases. So today, just came out today, Hyperdimension Neptunia U Action Unleashed. We talked about that last week very briefly. That is new on Steam today.
And it's actually on Hyperdimension. Yeah, it's on sale. It's 40% off right now. So if you want to get it, it's $19.79. Damn
good deal for that game. And it's actually a great, just a great version of that game.
Yeah, because it's regularly $32.99 and it's down to less than $20. So if you have $20 on your Steam card or your Steam account, go pick that up. It's quite the bargain, and it's got partial nudity.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's Asian. What do you expect?
It is from the guys that made Sega Kangen, which is also translated to being the Busty Ninja game.
Busty Ninja game. That's where it's at.
Now, tomorrow for PS4, we have Collateral Damage, which is the game where you play as a cat knocking down stuff from shelves. Day of the Tentacle Remastered for Windows, Mac, Linux, PS4, and PS Vita.
Is that porn?
No, it's Maniac Mansion 2. It's Tim Schafer. It's Tim Schafer, man. Come on.
I heard tentacle. I heard tentacle.
Republic for Windows, Mac, PS4, iOS, and Droid. Strangers of Sword City for Xbox One and PS Vita. And Trackmania Turbo for Windows, PS4, and Xbox One. On the 23rd, we have Way of the Samurai 3. Not third, what the fuck? And in Japan only, or Asia only, I should say, March 24th, we have Dead or Alive Extreme 3 for PS4 and Vita. Also, on the 25th, we have Hyrule Warriors Legends.
Awesome.
And so that's a busy week this week.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing really that really stands out except for maybe Day of the Tentacle and Republic, but still really busy.
Even then, there's a lot of crap coming out, but there's not anything big coming out for a little while.
Exactly.
Because what's the big thing in April? Is there anything really big?
Let me take a look here.
So last year we had Mortal Kombat, which was huge.
Okay, you ready? So, April. We have Quantum Break, Dark Souls 3, Ratchet and Clank, Bravely Second, Star Fox Zero, Invisible Ink, Star Fox Guard, Sonic 3D Classics Collection, Amplitude for PS3, and that's about it.
That's a crap load of stuff.
That is a good amount right there.
But people are already disappointed with Quantum Break because it only runs at 720p on the Xbox.
God damn it.
Yeah, they didn't even get 1080p. Like, seriously.
Well, the Xbox is really hard to get that for some reason.
Well, no, even 900p. Everything runs at 900p. Like, even Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider was gorgeous. So, but yeah, people are disappointed. They're intrigued to see how the PC version's gonna run. So, we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully the PC version ends up being like a saving grace right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's really everything that we have this week. Cause,
well, maybe we'll have the Xbox and a half.
Hopefully they do something like that, because everyone's very. The Xbox didn't actually get enough. I don't know. I actually don't know why developers aren't able to hit the 1080 with that.
Well, it's the architecture. The PS4 has a much faster. They made a deal with AMD, and they got something that's a bit faster compared to what they put in the Xbox. But what they need to do is get rid of the APU and cut it down to put two separate chips that you have a GPU and a CPU, and just separate it, not put together, separate it like it's always been. And that's my complaint.
All right, so that that is going to. On that note, we're going to end the podcast here. So if you are watching us from the YouTube channel, stick around because we are going to have our Talking Shit podcast, and yeah, that should be everything.
Yeah. And kids, your PSA ad, if you want to play PC games, oh yeah, don't play it on a GPU, get a card and a GPU. Get a CPU and a GPU. Put them separately. Keep them separated. I did my reference. All right, goodbye, and we will talk to you soon.
All right. And for GameItAll.com, I'm Lucas Grimm.
Hey, what up? I'm Pino25.
And I'm Rick. I'm still here. Don't worry. I'm just quiet.
And we'll see you guys next time.
He's got his black box in the corner.
Oh, yeah.